Welcome to Finding the Guardian of Your Soul, the podcast for amazing women who believe in the power of personal growth and are ready to rewrite their love stories. I'm Lisa Shield, and I'll show you that finding extraordinary love is easier and closer than you think. Oh, hello, everybody. All right. So I am doing a rebroadcast today of yesterday's broadcast on the difference between love bombers and true love. So please hang in there for just a moment. I'm going to go to Facebook. And I am going to go ahead and share this in a couple of groups. Unfortunately, Facebook doesn't let you do that anymore. So I have to do this manually. I do apologize. I wish it were a lot easier. Yesterday, StreamYard, the platform I use for live streaming, would not allow me to the sound went out. I don't know what was going on, but the sound went out, and it was not working. So I am going to go ahead, as I said, and share this to a couple of groups. If you give me just one moment, we will get started here. We will talk about what a love bomber is and how to spot them. And then I will talk about what it looks like to actually find true love with a man who is all in, the kind of guy most of you are looking for. And these relationships do not unfold the way you think they do. We rush into relationships way too quickly, way too quickly. Many of you are looking for romance, and you have lots of fantasies from Disney movies and romance novels. And it is so important to understand that taking your time, especially if this is the man that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you want to take the time to get to know him and see, is this really the right person for you? So if you look back, one of the great reasons so many of your relationships didn't work out, and if you look back at those relationships with time and, and a new perspective, you will often see that many of those relationships you never would have even gotten into if you had taken your time and done this right. So, hi there. I'm Lisa Shield, and I want to welcome you to this broadcast. I call this Finding the Guardian of Your Soul. And today we're going to talk about love bombing versus real love. How do you tell the difference and protect your heart? One of the hardest things about dating today is that there are so many pitfalls, so many things we don't know. And the problem is most of us do not stop in our lives and really educate ourselves about how to do this. And so we rush in, as I was saying a moment ago, to the wrong relationships. We really don't know these men. We think we do because we feel chemistry, and we often take chemistry as a sign that this is special, that there's something special here. Chemistry is just a chemical reaction. It does not mean that this is your future husband and life partner. So if you've ever been blindsided by a man who came on hard and fast and swept you off your feet and then just as quickly lost interest and pulled away? You've met a love bomber. And love bombers are very often narcissists and what are called avoidants. They may have something called avoidant personality disorder, which means that they have it's impossible for them to have an actual relationship. What's insidious about love bombers is that they sweep you off your feet and they seem very confident and very self-assured. And the truth is, these men do want relationships. They're just incapable of having them. So just because you want a relationship, that doesn't mean that you are skilled at interpersonal relationships and that you know how to be in a healthy partnership. This isn't something that everybody is capable of. In fact, most people could use some real help in this part of their lives. So love bombing is one of the worst things that can ever happen to you in dating. Look, it's hard enough to find a guy that you are even attracted to who seems like he's really into you. And most of us, it doesn't matter how beautiful you are, how young you are, most of us are sick and tired of meeting guys who just seem like all they want to do is get laid. They put in no effort, they don't follow through. And then along comes this one guy who thinks you're amazing and he seems so excited about getting to know you and he really wants to spend time with you. And having been out on the dating sites for a long time, or if you just haven't dated at all and you haven't had a man or men really show any interest in you, suddenly along comes this man who is so lit up and excited about you. And yeah, some part of you, your gut may be saying, this is over the top, like he doesn't even know me. But at the same time, he seems to know what he wants. So, eventually you may even say to him, look, I need to move slowly. You're way ahead of me. I need to catch up. And he may say, look, I'm willing to wait. I'll wait for you to catch up to me, but I know I've been dating and I know what I want. I know what I've been looking for. And there's this part of all of us that is susceptible to hearing those words from a man, especially a man we find attractive. And the saddest thing is that eventually, if you do go into a relationship or get involved with a love bomber, what will usually happen is this man will just keep showering you with affection and attention and saying all the right things that you have been so hungry for, especially for those women who don't get a lot of male attention, who are not the ones where men are always coming on to them. And so you meet this love bomber. I know when I met my love bomber, he was hot, hot, hot. He was so hot. And I had been dating for a long time, and along came this man who seemed so confident and knew what he wanted. And I hadn't been in a relationship for a long time. And so even though I knew something was a little off about him and the way he was coming on to me, he was so cute and I was so hungry for a relationship that I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go. And if it doesn't work out, I'll be okay. I was okay. I was at a point in my life, in my dating life, where I had a lot of self-confidence and I knew that when I felt that I needed to cut it off, I would. And I did. But not everybody is able to do that. And not everybody has the depth of understanding that I had and the experience I had going into that relationship to be able to let go and to see the writing on the wall. And the thing about these relationships are they're good until they're not, until he starts to run hot and cold, he starts to get critical and pull away. And some of these guys will even just ghost you. They'll just disappear. My guy got super critical and super mean. I mean, he was so amazing in the beginning. You know, he said, "You're everything I've been looking for." And he was just all over me until he wasn't. So today we're going to talk about the difference between love bombing and real love. And I'm going to walk you through the signs. I'm going to help you learn how to protect yourself, how to create boundaries, and how to recognize a truly supportive, respectful partner. And these guys are not going to wow you out of the starting gate. I hate to have to tell you that Disney fantasy that you have when you meet Prince Charming and fall madly in love and live happily ever after, that's a fairy tale. And real love isn't about these over the top displays or empty promises. It's about someone who respects you, who encourages your growth, who takes it slowly himself because he also doesn't want to rush into something with somebody he doesn't know. And it's a man who, once he does see who you are, he's consistent, he shows up, he's kind, and he makes space for you to be your authentic self. He encourages you in life and in love. He's what we call in my 4-month emotionally naked dating course, the guardian of your soul. So again, love bombing is when a man overwhelms you with attention, affection, gifts. He really goes over the top to gain your trust quickly, right? He wants to sweep you off your feet, and he does this quickly because he knows that if he doesn't do that, you might get to know him, not like him. And so these narcissists, these love bombers, they are masters at seduction. They don't know how to have relationships, but they are wonderful at romance and seduction, right? So true love, the kind we help our clients find in our program, our 4-month course, is a love that develops gradually, and it's authentic, and it's rooted in vulnerability and mutual respect. So it's about two people taking their time, getting emotionally naked, and establishing a deep friendship first. And one of the things with love bombers is that it's so focused on the romance that you never even have time to really get to know each other. And the friendship, this deep, emotionally naked friendship that we teach you how to create, that is the foundation for lasting love. So this matters so much because recognizing the difference between a love bomber and a man who's capable of true love allows you to open up in a relationship, and it creates, when you know how to separate the two and put up boundaries and really be able to tell, you can protect your heart and you can choose a man who really can be a lifelong partner. So I want to explore the signs of love bombing, and then I want to compare that to the signs of real love. And we're going to look at this through the lens of Emotionally Naked Dating. So knowing each one of these signs, why love bombing disrupts true connection, and how true love fosters openness and growth and lasting love, is the key to finding the guardian of your soul. You cannot rush into anything with anybody. Real relationships take time. They take an investment of time and energy to grow, and you build that foundation from the ground up, not from the top down. So let's talk about some of the signs of a love bomber. The first thing is there's going to be this over the top affection way too soon. So love bombers will express intense emotions, or they'll make declarations of love within days. When I met my love bomber, he introduced me to his children in the first week of knowing him, which is, looking back, is so incredibly uncool and not good parenting. And the second thing he did, his mother lived in Palm Springs. We were in Los Angeles, and he was going to see her. And he invited me to come see his mother. You know, I was so confident in this really great place. And I thought, okay, why not? You know, I'll go meet his mom. But I didn't attach a lot of meaning to it. But looking back, I just think that those things were so inappropriate. So in END, emotionally naked dating, real love builds, and it's based on vulnerability, and it's based on getting to know each other rather than projections and just this intensity that these love bombers sort of put on you and on this new connection. So another thing love bombers do is there's constant attention and communication. Now, one of the things that concerns me about many of my clients when they're in my course is that they thrive on getting messages, getting constant texts from men that they're getting to know. It makes them feel comfortable. It makes them feel like the man is thinking about them. I grew up in a day and age where we had telephones or emails. We didn't have texting, and we didn't, what texting can do is it feeds our need for instant gratification. And some of you are really hungry for that. You're very insecure, especially in the early stages of a relationship. And many women need that constant texting and good morning texts and good night texts to feel safe in a new relationship. Well, love bombers use that, and they may overwhelm you with texts and calls, and they create this false sense of familiarity, and they can create a sense of urgency. And so you really want to be careful if a man is texting you too much in the beginning and he's building, I call this assumed familiarity, like they assume that they know you, that they've known you all their lives because they think that you feel familiar to them. That's really audacious. To me, I feel very, very uncomfortable if a man is projecting on me and acting like he knows me when he doesn't. And so I don't like that feeling. I really like the feeling, and I really hope that you will start, if you're not already doing this, getting comfortable with things progressing slowly. So another thing that love bombers do is they will lavish you with gifts and compliments and grand gestures, and they want to win your trust quickly. And they do this intentionally. And many, many, many women who are hungry for attention and who have never had a man do these things for them, they fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. They eat it up. They eat up those gifts and those grand gestures and all that attention and affection. And they really start to tell themselves, this man must like me. He must really see something special in me. And so they start to create a narrative themselves that justifies this man's behavior. You have to be careful because so many men know how to manipulate women. And if the man is doing this right out of the starting gate, it's too much too soon. And you should be very, very wary of that. Another thing that they'll do is they'll pressure you to commit quickly. Oh, well, I know it's only been 3 days, but I'm not dating anybody else, and I'm going to take my profile down because I know what I'm looking for, and I know I found her. Now, it might feel flattering to hear a man say that to you. To me, it would be creepy, but many women fall for that. And they do that to put pressure on you. They do it to test you and pressure you into committing. And they can do this within days or weeks of knowing you. So in END, emotionally naked dating, we really teach you that commitment is a gradual process, and it's based on trust and open communication, not on control or the fear of losing someone. And that's really what these love bombers are up to. They're afraid that they're going to lose you, and so they put their claws in, they put their hooks in you, and they pull you into something quickly without, you don't even know each other. Another thing that happens is love bombers might place you on a pedestal, and they will dismiss conflicts. They'll let things go, right? And not make, if you're emotional or something comes up or there's some kind of conflict, they just let it go. They don't make a big deal out of it. They ignore red flags. This will all come back to bite you, because when that love bomber does a 180, when he goes from hot to cold, all of those things that he dismissed and minimized, all of that stuff will come back. And that stuff is all the stuff that he will use to tell you why you turned him off. So in END, we talk about how the real love, true love, is about two imperfectly perfect people coming together, sharing their flaws, being vulnerable, and that this is part of building that safe foundation, that foundation of safety and trust, but really opening up and sharing your true, authentic, flawed self so that you're not hiding anything, and two people are falling in love with a real version of one another and not projection. So let's talk about some of the indicators of real love. So the first thing is it develops slowly. You develop affection, safety, trust. You establish a foundation of friendship, and you get to discover who the two of you are and if you fit together or not. This is a slow process, and it is what builds a secure foundation rather than forcing feelings early on. There's respect for each other's boundaries. So true love honors and respects boundaries. And there's no pressure. You give each other space and time to get to know each other and come together. And it is so important that you state your boundaries, that you tell a man what your boundaries are, and then sit back and see if he does respect them. If you want to take things slow sexually, you want to make sure that you let a man know, hey, I'm not rushing into anything, including sex. And if you go out to a lovely dinner, have a couple glasses of wine, and he's agreed to take things slowly, but then he starts putting his arm around you and trying to get you to cross your own boundaries, he's not your guy. So you want to put up boundaries so that you can sit back then and see, does this man respect my boundaries? Another sign of true love is consistency and reliability. So real love is steady and it's reliable. You can call this man when something happens and he'll be there for you. He'll show up. He's caring. It's not all about having fun and rushing into things and whatever, but you test the waters. If your dog is sick and you need to take him to the vet and you call a man that you're dating, is he there for you? Can you rely on him? Can you lean on him? Is he a safe space to express your fears and hopes and dreams? So you want a man who's dependable, who values open communication and doesn't go through these extremes of giving you affection 1 minute and then withdrawal the next. He's also going to be genuinely interested in your goals, and he's going to be there to encourage you and build you up. He's a guardian of your soul, right? So you're looking for a man who values your journey in life, who wants to know who you want to be and will support your growth, and you'll do the same for him. And here's a big one. True love, a man that's capable of true love, he shows a willingness to have difficult conversations. He doesn't shy away from a conversation about commitment, the future, a conversation about finances or an ex. He welcomes those conversations as part of the process of getting emotionally naked and building that deep bond that is the foundation of lasting love. So a man who is capable of real love, true love, lasting love, is willing to have those deeper conversations. So how do you protect your heart from love bombing? Well, the first thing you have to do is slow down and honor your own pace. So in END, we encourage our clients to take time and let love unfold naturally and to resist the urge to commit before you're really ready. So if a man is pressuring you, if it feels like too much too soon, we will help you with how to put up a boundary and talk to this man and say, I'm enjoying getting to know you. I really love that you're so excited about getting to know me, and I need to take things slower. You need to give me some time and space to catch up to you. And then you sit back and you see what he does. So real love gives space to build trust and respects that love is a process, not a rush to the finish line. Another way to protect your heart, again, as I said, is to set and reinforce your boundaries. So you have to put them out there. You may need time for yourself. He may want to go on a date Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you need to say, hey, that's a lot of time for me. I can see that you're excited about getting to know me. I'm excited about getting to know you too. And I am a person who needs a certain amount of alone time. And you need to communicate that to him and then see if he respects your need for time alone. So boundaries are the foundation of respect, and we teach that in emotionally naked dating. And you need to see if they respect your no, or if they push you beyond what feels comfortable, if they try to coerce or convince or manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. And this is a big one. Love bombers, narcissists, avoidance, they have a habit of wanting to separate you from your family and friends, because your family and friends will see this unhealthy behavior. They may spot it. And so what they do is they try to put a wedge and get you to spend less time with those you love. So it is extremely important that you not only stay connected to your inner circle, but that you're sharing authentically with trusted friends and family about what's happening in your romantic life. So love bombers will try to isolate you, but a man who's capable of real love, he's going to encourage you to spend time with the people you love. In fact, he's going to want to spend time with the people you love, and he's going to want you to spend time with the people he loves, so that you can blend your families and your friendships and really create your own community together. But a love bomber, a narcissist, an avoidant, they don't want your friends to get their number. And so they will try to separate you from them. So you want to be careful, and you want to share authentically with your girlfriends and with your family if you feel that anything is strange. One of the great things about being in END is that our clients come on our group Q&A calls and they talk about the guys they're meeting. And we listen to the dates, to what's going on. And sometimes they're oblivious to the fact that they're under the spell of a love bomber. And we will catch it, and we will say, hey, wait a minute, this is moving way too fast. And this doesn't seem safe. This doesn't seem healthy. And so we will help that woman come up with a strategy to test the waters, to put up some boundaries and see how this man responds, so that we can find out if he's a love bomber or if it's true love. You also want to look for actions over words. So love bombers will make grand promises to lure you in. But we teach that actions speak way louder than promises. So you want to observe if their behavior consistently aligns with what they say. Do their actions and their words align? So be careful, watch out, because it's very easy to get hooked into these grand promises. And you really want to see, does this man follow through on the things he says he'll do? And of course, the big one is listen to your intuition, ladies. In our course, we encourage you to always tune into your own feelings and instincts. Your gut is smarter than anyone. And if something feels too intense or overwhelming, or it just feels off. We had a woman come on a call yesterday, and she had met a man. He looked good on paper. There were some things that she really liked about him, but she called him, or he called her, and she wasn't available. And they were going to talk the next night. She was with family and got caught up with her family and forgot about the call. And then he wrote her a very strange message. And in that message, he called her darling. And something in her gut, it just didn't feel right to her, that this man that she didn't know and had never met or even talked to on the phone was already calling her darling, which is a term of endearment. And it just felt awkward and too much to her, too familiar. And she's really a lovely, lovely woman. And so she lost his number. She didn't respond to him because it just felt icky. So you want to pay attention to things like that. And if there's an alarm bell going off, you may not even know for sure, but that's one of the great things in our course. She wasn't 100% sure if she'd made the right decision, but then she came on a call, a group Q&A call, and she ran it by Benjamin and me. And we really all celebrated the fact that she listened to her gut and did what felt right to her. So real love is about truly knowing the other person, taking time, spending time, getting to know each other, getting emotionally naked, putting up boundaries, sharing the things that are hard to share, building that foundation of safety and trust, and not assuming too quickly that this is love. So END encourages you to walk away from relationships that don't feel right. You have to choose authenticity, connection, letting things develop slowly over time rather than flash over substance, because that is the kind of love, the slow unfolding, the getting to know this man, getting to see 3 months, 6 months, 12 months later that he's still showing up, that he's still kind, that he's still making you a priority. That's how you know you've met the guardian of your soul. So when you embrace emotionally naked dating, my 12-week course, you learn how to take things slowly, protect your heart, and open the door to genuine, lasting love and connection. And trust me, too much too soon never lasts. It only ends in heartache. So if you're interested in learning more about what we do and protecting your heart from love bombers, then please go to lisashield.com, click the button all over my website, sign up for a free breakthrough call with a member of my team. We would love to talk to you about the work we do. I am going to put the connection right here. Let me do that. You can go to lisashield.com. I can't even spell it. lisashield.com and sign up for a call. Watch my free presentation first. You must do that. We will not do a call if you don't watch the presentation. We really want you to familiarize yourself with the work we do before you hop on a call with us, and then sign up for a call, and we will show you how you can protect yourself from love bombers and find that guardian of your soul. Also, you can send your ideas for future topics to hello@lisashield.com. I would love to hear from you. We get our best ideas from you. So please let us know some ideas, because we are always looking for great topics. And finally, tell everybody you know, your sisters and your girlfriends and your mothers, your aunts, everybody you know about this broadcast. We want to get the word out. We want to help as many women as possible. I've been a love coach for over 2 decades, and I would love for you to be my next success story. Have a lovely rest of your day. And also tune in on Sundays when I do my broadcast. I do Getting Inside the Right Male Mind with my beautiful husband and partner of 22 years now, Benjamin Shields. So please tune in for that. It is at 9 a.m. Pacific time and 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you so much for being here. I send you so much love. Please stay safe out in the dating world. Protect yourself, protect your heart, and know that great men are out there. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time.